Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one.
Morning, gentle sirs. Hope you're great. Oh, this guy. What's up, brother? Hope you're great. Hope you guys are good. Got some questions. I'll tend to those in a sec. First, let's talk about DHT. Yesterday, I guess somewhat reluctantly, I ended up doing a half response video to, I think his name is Kevin from Hair Cafe. So you guys should watch that. It's a full breakdown of ChatGPT's position on DHT and libido and erections for men, which is the whole sexual system. I've learned over the years, and especially with hardcore sexual dysfunction, but also people that haven't taken like SSRIs or finasteride, but that are on TRT and have sexual dysfunction, that they're not reducing enough tests to DHT, or that DHT is like this powerful restorative androgen for sexual dysfunction, optimizing people's sexual function. That's like pretty okay, but that could be a lot better. Looking deeper into the scientific literature on DHT, not just as an adult, but DHT's role as we're growing up, DHT's role at the tissue level, is pretty profound. You know, it's very enlightening to understand exactly what DHT is capable of doing. It's one of the most powerful androgens you could ever get your hands on. It is the most powerful androgen that you have inherently or innately in your body after it gets reduced from testosterone. You know, the potency at the receptor is so much fucking stronger than test. It is less anabolic, but still anabolic, but particularly androgenic. The reason people get such good sexual benefits from taking DHT derivatives or DHT cream or test cream, if it's converting well enough, is that it is much more of an androgenicity inducing hormone compared to testosterone and many other androgens, and less of an anabolism inducing, but still an anabolism inducing hormone. So if you guys are interested in that response video, you can watch the most recent video that was posted on our channel. This was yesterday. I'll do a full scientific breakdown because I actually think, like, look, I mean, when I post stuff like that or discuss the pitfalls of 5-alpha reduction, 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, like, there are countless guys that come and comment in the comments section. Thank you for fucking bringing this to the light of people's attention, because I've suffered with this for 2 years and no one believes that it's true. In the medical literature, some of it is denying it, and, you know, scientists are denying it and doctors are denying it. But so, you know, I'll probably continue to talk about it. DHT is a powerful hormone. Do not let people on the web sway you into believing that it is useless after puberty. It is fucking crazy, boys. You know, experiment with increasing DHT, whether through cream, Proviron, Primobolan, Masteron, or DHT gel, and just watch the transformative stuff that takes place, especially in people that are having sexual dysfunction. So it's honestly pretty crazy. I will do a full breakdown in response to Hair Cafe at some other time. I really don't have the time to deal with, like, how do you even phrase that guy? He's just like this uber biased, like, weirdo dork who makes videos attacking people and just, like, is so unwilling to look at the other side. It's like, okay, you're a little fucking ridiculous. Like, you know, grow up. Like, I'm willing to look at the other side. People take finasteride and don't have issues. So it's sort of a weird one, but we'll get to that eventually. All right, so let's do, I guess let's do a live research on this. I've not heard of either of these compounds. So what's PPAP? I don't even know if I can find that. Phenylpropylaminoepitane, is that what it is? Let's see. It looks as if it is a stimulant of the phenylethylamine class. Okay, so it's somewhat similar to P, which is very, very stimulating. That has been derived from selagiline. Okay, when compared to selagiline and other substituted phenylethylamines, PPAP has a notably different mechanism of action, pharmacological effect. Monoaminergic activity enhancer that stimulates impulse propagation. Okay. Fostering the release of dopamine or epinephrine and serotonin in the brain. I think this compound would be pretty useful for inducing, like, some sort of better mood. Like, if you're having a mood disorder, then that might be useful because you're going to elevate 3 primary neurotransmitters associated with mood, or at least involved in you having good mood. That's about it. As far as this secondary compound here, let me just do a quick search of that. Safinamide. Used in combination with levodopa and carbidopa to treat adults with Parkinson's disease. It's a MOAB inhibitor. It works to increase and extend the effects of levodopa. So this would probably be probably be good stacked with dopaminergics like bromontane or macunapurines. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't researched it a ton, but considering it's used in these really hardcore dopamine situations like Parkinson's, yeah, you want to do your research about it. You want to see if other people have taken it. You kind of want to do enough diligence to understand whether or not you can safely take it. Like I would have to research that for a month or something ongoingly to see if I would take it. Interesting question. Rise and shine, brother. All right. Yes, let's go. Let's fucking go. All right. Hey man, I got a question from Luke. Luke, I wanted to ask if you're shipping to Germany. So Germany, no, they have weird tax prevention, tax things. Like it's like we've got to tax you Germany's tax each time you purchase, and then we have to like pay that tax to Germany. It's like this whole ordeal. So no, Austria, I believe Austria we can ship to. I'd have to double check on the website, but I think so. All right, Christopher, started test prop. Switch from testosterone enanthate. Got it. Don't want to jinx it, but yesterday I was at a funeral. I was sad. But I was also, I fucking all the women. Yeah, that's what you do, bro. What's that movie? That's not Wedding Crashers, is it? Is it Wedding Crashers? Yeah, it is, with Will Ferrell. Like trying to hook up with chicks at a funeral. That's what you do. If I was at dude, when my TRT protocol is dialed in and like, which it usually is after I change it, it'll take me 2 weeks to stabilize or so. I am fucking horny all the time. Like I'm like boosting on every dating app and I'm just trying to get dates, etc. So if I haven't been to a funeral in quite some time, but if I was at a funeral not of my family, I would absolutely be the way that you are. Sounds sickening, bro, but sometimes it's just the way that it is. Yeah, prop is epic. And again, usually switching from a longer ester to prop, you can lower dose the prop and that ends up working out better because you end up aromatizing less because you have prop or like less consistent aromatization. But then if you're lower dosing it, you still get a lot of binding to the androgen receptors. You got this pretty quick peak of testosterone, like hours after you inject, and you can get away with dosing a lot less of it. I was on 140 milligrams of prop. I had to take an AI sparingly, when libido and erections got a little so-so. But it wasn't as often, not nearly as often. It's like sipping it. I have to take one every third, fourth day or something like that to keep things in check. If I ever go back to prop, I don't know. Cream and prop are such attractive options. I've learned some better strategies to deal with the post-injection pain of prop. So, that would be the next bet. I like testosterone enanthate so far. I mean, again, with long esters, you either got to infrequently dose them every fourth day. 60 or 70 milligrams is good. Or you can inject every day, shallow intramuscular, but you really got to dose it low so that you're just not in this constant, because with longer esters, you're in a constant spillover of androgens and estradiol, and you're in constant state of aromatization. So whatever the serum says, well, at the tissue level, you're just not getting a break. So kind of dose them lower. But we'll see. The thing I like about short esters, the thing I like about changing protocols is like, well, it gives me a lot more information to then kind of divulge to the channel and whatever, but I like changing things. I like, making my body guess, and then also having the skill to dial in a protocol after it changes. I don't suggest people do that at all. I suggest that you find a protocol that works for you and stick with it. I have found like 6, but I also like trying new fucking things, so who knows? If I can get my hands on DHT gel, I'm fucking trying that. Can't wait. Have some Proviron. Probably going to run a cycle of that sometime soon. So glad you're having a good experience. Hair loss on 100 milligrams TRT. Well, certainly possible, man. I mean, if you're converting a good degree of your test to DHT, which is a good thing for the sexual system, but ultimately, not so great for your hair, then that could happen. What you ought to look into is TB-500. Okay, TB-500. That stuff is literally in the scientific literature been shown to regrow hair. I forget the mechanism of action. Hair growth. But you want to look at that. It's essentially, the exogenous form of thymosin beta-4. Overexpression of thymosin beta-4 promotes abnormal tooth development and stimulation of hair growth. Now, what exactly is the mechanism for this? I forget. So if you've got expression of thymosin beta-4, which is what TB-500 basically is, in the hair follicles, you've got accelerated hair growth. All right. And there's other studies on this too that discuss basically stem cell migration and differentiation that is induced by TB-500, which induces hair growth, right? So may want to think about that. Like, again, there are other things that you can do besides castrating yourself, which is what you would do on a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. If you're sensitive to that, some people's DHT doesn't get beaten to the ground, but it's lowered just enough so where they see benefits on the hair loss spectrum, but they're still having enough DHT to manage or to maintain adequate sexual function. Rack poll. I know you changed your thoughts slightly on daily injections as you gain more experience in research. Do you believe daily injections are a good option? I've never really changed my opinion on that at all. They're a good option if you can low dose them with a long ester. Yeah, if you low between 80 and 100 milligrams, 110 milligrams. They're a good option. It also depends on how you aromatize and how much DHT you're making. If you're converting a lot of DHT from your testosterone, you'll need less aromatization control, or you could probably dose higher on the test because DHT is antagonistic to estrogen. So, I've never really changed my position on it. I've just recognized that with long esters, you either have to dose them infrequently so that you're not constantly exposed to estradiol, so that you actually have a trough and your body deals with the troughs better. You might have a little less energy, maybe not, but the sexual system's gonna be a lot better on infrequent injections, no fucking question. Or if you're going to do them every day, do them shallow intramuscular so you get more of a peak and not just a slow release, but then also somewhat of a trough that day, right? You're not close to mimicking diurnal rhythm in that capacity, but it is ultimately better. So I think daily injections can be a good option, but you have to watch the aromatization. That's it. On long esters, you got to watch the aromatization. I think, if you brought in a DHT derivative, you really wouldn't have to worry about it all that much. I think it would be much better, right? But the breadth, like the vast amount of people that are emailing me, comment in the comments section, hiring me for coaching, hiring me for TRT consults. They're like, I'm on long esters and I'm injecting every day, and their libido is shit. It's just 70% of the time the libido is shit. And that makes sense. Of course it does. I mean, you're not getting a bolus enough activation of the androgen receptors and genetic activity. You're just not getting enough of a peak of androgens to move the needle with longer esters in micro injections, Again, too, though, if you lower dose them, the estradiol is not going to go significantly out of range or even out of range if everything else is good. You're like healthy, you're taking care of your thyroid, and your body's like pretty functional. And in that regard, like you'll convert more to DHT probably, and you'll have pretty adequate sexual function just via not having high estradiol. Even though the androgens aren't super high, you're still going to have good sexual function because estradiol isn't mucking things up. So I think long esters can be useful. They just, just fucking constantly aromatize. There's no change in my mind on that. I've seen too many labs. I've seen too many situations. We're trying to optimize health naturally, taking ZMA or magnesium. Could magnesium cause EQ issues by lowering BP a little too much? Possibly when not balanced enough calcium. Yeah, hard one, man. Listen, I'll tell you this. If you're taking something that you've noticed a change in erectile function, it's probably the thing. And like whatever the mechanism is, it's always so fucking hard to find. Like things have fucked with my EQ and I'm like, wow, what exactly is this? Or I'm dealing with a client and they're taking, one was creatine. Holy fuck. And that's a very, very powerful, compound. It's a well-known supplement, very studied, pretty useful, actually fucking makes you more anabolic. But creatine through a couple potential mechanisms could actually fuck with your sexual system. And there is people out there that are reporting loss of libido and loss of erections on creatine. So, I mean, there's the potential for, it's like, I don't know, there's this interplay with, a serotonin subtype receptor, which, has some connectivity with GABA interneurons that also express this same serotonin receptor, which, ends up, down-regulating hypothalamic dopamine neurons. So fucking creatine could do it, dude. So you just don't know. And finding the mechanism often requires like 2 or 3 hours of research. That's what I do. I'll get sidetracked from doing other shit like in life, like it could be a Saturday night. I don't have a date. I'm hanging out. I could relax. I could watch a movie. But a client has got sexual dysfunction from creatine and I'm trying to fucking figure out why. So I'll spend the 3 hours figuring it out. And the mechanisms are always there. You just have to research for a while. So magnesium, if anything, dude, it's the GABAergic action that is causing you to have like ED or lack of libido. But maybe the blood pressure stuff too. Only way to test that is get a blood pressure cuff and see where your blood pressure is at the time. Nick Flynn, any thoughts on speeding up recovery from overtraining syndrome? I'm 6 months into recovery. Wondering if there's anything, androgens, 100% androgens, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you need DHT, you need testosterone, you need estradiol to an extent. That's what I would suggest. I would, peptides, you could start taking some growth hormone secretagogues. You could take TB-500, which is, God, I forget exactly what the mechanism is on muscle, but it's like promoting the recovery of muscle tissue in an accelerated fashion compared to baseline. So that might be something to look at. But definitely androgens. Like I was natural and elevated testosterone, but the difference between natural and like pretty normal testosterone or high normal testosterone and then getting on fucking TRT in terms of recovery is exponentially magnificent. It's like so much different, right? Recovery is a lot better. So like if you just jumped on a 120, 130 milligrams testosterone a week, preferably in this case a short acting ester, because you'd be a little more anabolic of the short term while you go work out, you'd feel like a fucking animal, then probably you'd get recovery, like an enhancement on your recovery. All right. Rack poll. Maybe I should set a refine your thoughts instead of change your opinion. I was thinking of either doing daily or going to every 5th day for enanthate, since twice a week doesn't feel optimal. Yeah, what are your issues with twice a week? I mean, that can be optimal for some people. The bottom line is this: the people that made the group of people, committee, group of scientists, etc., that decided to make a long esters, they didn't make it for the purposes of injecting every day. You can't deny that. So that's just true. It's not even made to inject every day. It's not made to inject sub-Q. It's made to inject intramuscular once a week, once every 2 weeks. Twice a week, though, is optimal. There's a doc on YouTube named The Anabolic Doc. What's his name? Christopher something. The Anabolic Doc. You should find him. He's a TRT, he's a doctor, an MD, but he's largely a TRT doctor. And he swears by 100 milligrams every 5th day on a long ester. Okay. Which makes perfect sense to me. That's what they're made for, first of all. But you get a peak and a trough. You're not pushing super physiologic test enough to like spill over into lots of aromatization. With a bolus injection at once, you're going to get more DHT conversion, usually, assuming you don't have issues with 5-alpha reduction of testosterone to DHT. So go find that guy's channel, the Anabolic Doc, and see what he has to say about his suggestion on testosterone dosing. Okay. It's 100 milligrams, sometimes 120 every 5th day. So this idea of going enanthate every 5th day is pretty fucking awesome, dude. Again, I had insatiable libido, fucking crazy erections, and I generally felt good, not as optimal as prop and not as optimal as other protocols, but generally felt pretty good on 70 milligrams cypionate every 4th day. It was 140 milligrams roughly a week. Hard to say because it's an 8-day period, so it's maybe slightly less. But that break in between, right? The peak, but then not constantly like delivering or layering on more androgens every fucking day, which is just going to over aromatize, in a good degree of people. It was honestly really good. The energy was not, it wasn't as prime. There'd be a little overstimulation initially, and then toward the end of it, I kind of was feeling a little suboptimal. So ultimately not the best for energy, but fucking incredible for sexual function. Any links between gynoanhedonia and liver issues? Well, I mean, yeah, gynoanhedonia potentially. Anhedonia is largely dopamine centered. There's a very small link between prolactin and gyno, but it is much more estrogenically driven. I know this because I've had guys with pituitary adenomas that secrete prolactin. They don't have a touch of gyno. I mean, these guys are at 250, 300 nanograms per milliliter prolactin for fucking years. No gyno. So Huberman's wrong about that, by the way. Huberman can be wrong. So maybe some sort of interplay there. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be able to understand the mechanism by which this can happen. Other than potentially like a suboptimal clearance of estradiol from the liver, which you could accelerate with taking calcium D-glucarate. But if it's suboptimal, potentially estradiol stays around, doesn't get metabolized out of the system. Ryan, what's up, brother? What are some strategies to attenuate choline depression other than Benadryl? How do I know if I'm taking too much choline? Some people are just not going to be able to tolerate choline at all, because your brain just doesn't need it, and your brain responds wacky to exogenous choline. Because, I mean, there's metabolic processes by which you take your dietary choline and synthesize it into brain acetylcholine. And for some individuals, I don't know the mechanism for this. I've tried to look into the literature. There's proposed mechanisms. For some people, they're just not going to do well on choline supplements. So, if you're getting some sort of negative response, like dose it all the way to the ground, city choline at 20 milligrams, 30 milligrams, and only work your way up if you can. If you can't, choline supplements aren't for you. They're not for everybody. Yeah, twice a week doesn't feel optimal for EQ and libido. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, shoot for 100 milligrams every fifth day, or 70 every fourth day. But I don't know if you're taking an AI or not, but like I'm telling you, the estradiol goes, it's very simple, man. The pathway of testosterone conversion, if it's going disproportionately to estradiol, well, it's not going to DHT and you're going to lose sexual function. People think that testosterone itself is like the king of sexual function. It's actually not. It's important, and if you removed all DHT, testosterone would sustain for a period, but ultimately then you'd have sexual dysfunction, as proven by the people that, take 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. So, hard to say, brother. Hard to say what's happening. 100 milligrams every fifth day was exactly the protocol I was considering. Yeah, I would absolutely run that. Give it 4 weeks, run the lab, see where you feel, see where you're at. Run estradiol at week 4 so that you can kind of see where it's going. And then decide whether or not you want to take an AI or like if you did that and you added 25 milligrams or even 12.5 milligrams a day of Proviron, I bet your dick would be hard all the time and you'd be, insatiably horny for fucking sure. I've got Proviron on hand and I'm going to run, and this is if I switch esters too, because I don't want to run it with a long ester. I want to run it with prop just to maximize the benefits. So I'll probably run 70, 80 milligrams prop a week, just like 10 milligrams a day, and then 12.5 to 25 milligrams Proviron. I've got it sitting around. I'm just plotting the protocol. So we'll see. I like anything. I feel fine. Sexual function's good. My energy's pretty good. But, I never tried prop and Proviron together, so we'll see. All right. Will you ever finish the 9ABC Chronicles? Yes, I will. I'll get through, because I'm going to run more cycles than 9ABC. I'll get through kind of what I felt on day 15, day 20, day 10, etc. I discussed a good degree of that in the 2 videos I did regarding 9ABC. I actually discussed the whole timeline, but yes, I'll be running another cycle of that soon. I actually fucking love 9ABC so much. I got 0 side effects. This cycle, previous cycles, I got a little impulsive, which is, indicative of dopaminergic action. It was weird. I got impulsive. But I was able to stand it through discipline, I guess. But these last 2 cycles of 9-ABC have been perfect. Like, I like it so much. It's a little scary, bro. The stuff is honestly really great. Feel excited, feel like fucking happy. It's really powerful, man. All right. Boardman Jr. Recently saw a woman's anecdotal experience on Chemio 9ABC. She had psychosis for a while and said she would not recommend it for anyone. She was the newest 9ABC YouTube video and very informative. Interesting. Man, well, I got to look at her. You got to look at her brain chemistry, bro. If I'll tell you what, dude, I mean, if she's a pot smoker, if she's an alcoholic, if she's doing anything that in the acute periods of ingesting said compounds that raises dopaminergic profile, well, then taking 9-MeBC is probably going to land you in a weird place, or it could. A woman's brain also that was significantly fucking different than a man's brain. So, I mean, there's probably some sex-related or gender-related differences there that may have contributed to this. We also don't know her history. I would, watch the video. Maybe I'll go search for it and see kind of, what she says. But I bet I'll find some nuance in there. And if I fact-finded her, I bet I'd find the fucking reason. A 9-MeBC has been a compound that I've suggested or put on protocols for clients over the last 4 years. Never once has that happened. Never once. Not even a fucking smidgen. So that's an odd one. Any changes in your opinion on phenibut for anxiety reduction? Not really. No. Too addicting. But, look, brains are going to be different. Like, you just need to understand not to dose it a lot so that your brain doesn't get dependent on it via GABA B receptor, like, dependence. And then you'll be okay. If like when I ran it back in the day, I had 2 tubs of phenibut that I got from Powder City back in the day. and lift mode. Lift mode's still around. I appreciated it because I could remember what fully being relaxed feels like, because I'm never fully relaxed, you know. Even if it's a 10:30 at night and I'm in bed, I'm not fully relaxed. My brain's doing stuff. So it allows you to feel what full relaxation feels like, and that's pretty good for your stress burden. Honestly, it's actually pretty fucking awesome. So again, though, don't take it consistently. Don't take it to the point where you're going to get addicted to it, because that's going to suck, first of all. Then you're basically on a benzo. The moment you get off of it, life's going to suck for a week, 2 weeks, maybe more. Post-nut clarity. Can I use a pill cutter on estradiol pills? If yes, then how many pieces of a 1 milligram pill? Don't know, because I really don't know the suggested dose for whatever you're trying to use it for, so I don't know. I would imagine you can cut them in half, but or fourths or whatever. But when you do that, the distribution of the chemical within the tablet is unknown. Like these are manufactured in with machinery and some sort of a supplement or drug manufacturing facility. So in that regard, how does the machine appropriately disperse the chemical throughout the tablet, which is made up of, magnesium stearate or fillers or whatever the fuck it is? You know what I mean? So it's difficult to determine. That's why even 1 milligram anastrozole tablets, you can split them in half, split them in half again, split those halves in half and get 0.125. But are you really getting 0.125? The only real way to know is to get 0.125 tablets and split them in half. Brother. So hard one, bro. Hard one, man. Yes, of course. Yeah, here we go. So the chick who had psychosis said she had used meth and kratom. Yeah. All right. Of course. There's always something. If somebody responds very oddly to something that no one else responds that way, there's something with them, bro. It's not, people tend to look at the compound. I've run so many cycles of 9-ABC, so my clients, it's just done nothing but improve people's brain performance and motivation and stuff. A couple people had side effects though regarding sun sensitivity, so that is a possible side effect with 9-ABC. So there's that. But interestingly, the 9-MBBC cycle that I just ran was Chemio 9-MBBC. Well, I bought 6 bags of that stuff. So of 500 milligrams a bag. Yeah. So I still have 4 bags left of it, and it's Chemio. Yeah. Kratom, meth. Oh my God. Anyway. I'm glad she divulged that though, because then she'd have people confused about what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? Oh Lord. If you guys haven't seen my response video to Dork Cafe, who yesterday or somewhat recently made a video about me
get richer while the
and DHT, just contends that DHT is a shit hormone past the age of 16 or past puberty. So then you ought to check it out, because we went through ultimately ChatGPT's position on, hold on, let me see if I can get it for you guys. ChatGPT's position on DHT and sexual function for males. It's fucking crazy. All right, cool. Yeah. So that was the video. It's our most recent video. Check it out, brothers. All right. If you guys got questions, ask them. If not, maybe you guys are busy on a Saturday and you are looking to go outside. We'll end the stream. Other topics relevant to me, yeah, DHT. DHT's which has been fucking front and center, dude, front and center on my mind, and front and center in my clients' work, especially again people that have serious sexual dysfunction or on long esters and can't get their dick straight, or on testosterone in general and can't get their shit straight. You know what I mean? DHT is like a lifesaver. Honestly, been saving a lot of people's protocols, honestly. And it's a bit of a shame because the clinics don't typically offer that. There's one clinic that I know of that offers a DHT derivative, and that's Defy. They offer oxandrolone. They prescribed it to me because I was gonna try it, then I didn't. So I could get oxandrolone, Anavar. That's fucking crazy, right? But it would be wonderful. Oh, and Winstrol. Didn't take that though. There should be more clinics that prescribe more DHT derivatives and Proviron. God, if I just wish that was legal here or that it was being produced here. It would be so amazing to be prescribed Proviron, okay? You know, people have misconceptions about that drug. They're like, oh, it's just going to crush your SHBG and give you acne and hair loss. No, not true. You might get a little shedding from it. You probably get some additional acne. You get that on TRT too. You know, you should be treating that with the best thing to do would be to use Dial Gold soap. But ultimately, it doesn't crush the SHBG. It has a high potency agonistically to the SHBG, which then frees up a bunch of other hormones, including DHT, your own DHT, frees it up. So you have more access to that at the tissue. Same with free testosterone. So it's actually a good thing that it's binding to the SHBG relative to DHT, especially if you have sexual dysfunction. All right. Boardman, Hair Cafe insults anyone who struggles with PFS. Yeah, so that's like also one of the main reasons I wanted to address it, because people had been telling me that he did a video about me specifically, which I was like, oh, that's flattering. That's kind of cute, right? But when you know, like when you're disparaging anecdotals, reporting of people that, you know, are almost definitely accurate in their assumption on the causative factor of their sexual dysfunction, you know, being finasteride, then I don't know, man. They're kind of like there's a special place in hell for fuckheads like that. You don't want to deny people like that. It's sort of like somewhat comparable to medical gaslighting, where a doctor, because he can't see a mechanism by which you're having the symptoms you're having, or there's no blood marker to explain the symptoms that you're having, they gaslight you. You know, it's the same kind of thing, and it's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. So that's again why, you know, I almost was like, I don't care, because the argument, it's so silly. It's so silly to like say a pill of finasteride a day keeps the hair transplant doctor a day away, and that DHT is a trash hormone. It's so fucking silly if you understand penile physiology at the very least, just penile anatomy and physiology and how the tissues respond to DHT in adulthood. I mean, it's crazy. But also looking at mechanistically how 5-alpha reductase inhibitors destroy sexual function for susceptible individuals, there's no argument. But yeah, I mean, ignoring people and saying that they're making things up. Like there's a guy who commented here. He got banned instantly on the, you know, somebody posted, hey, I've got PFS. And some guy posted, no, you don't. Fucking banned, you fucking shithead. Of course the fucking guy does. You know, just idiots. I'm sorry. Low IQ fucking idiots, dude. Seriously. Sodium valproate's a hard one. Only person I know that took that was Ryan Russo. Had some pretty fucking crazy experiences. Yeah, do your research, man. Jason, thinking about 100 milligrams testy every 6 days. Pretty adequate protocol. I've noticed increased libido on like day 8 if I forget to inject again. Interesting. So what is your protocol now? That would, you know, that should tell you ultimately what's happening. Probably estradiol is lowering to the point where, you know, you're not having muting of your sexual function, which estradiol will do. So I think that's like what's happening there, brother. Walter would love to try non-ABVC, but I work outdoors in the sun. Yeah, that happens to maybe 10% of people, possibly less. Yeah, it's happened to 3 clients of mine. In estimation, I probably ran non-ABVC in 100 people. So think about that. It's a 3% chance, and if that's the case, that's going to happen. Never happened to me. Yeah, again, it's happened to 2 or 3 people in my whole 4 or 5 years suggesting that to people. No experience with that. How is everyday test and NSAID protocol going? Fine. You know, it's fine. It keeps the estradiol in a reasonable place. So that's the whole point of lower dosing a longer ester in a shallow intramuscular fashion, which is what I think, you know, you should do. Ultimately, it's a little, I don't know. I don't love the stability of everyday injections. Like I've never really have. Also, so it's a kind of boring. I feel the same all the time, whatever. There's nothing to experiment with. So again, I've got Proviron, and I'm probably going to run Proviron in the future at some point. But I wanted to give NSAID a good try and just see, okay, you know, little faster acting, little shorter half-life and Cypionate, you know, what would it be like as TRT? And it's fine. It's fine. I'm anabolic. I feel good. The sexual system's good. I'm generally good. Would I say that it's like fucking remarkable? No, not remarkable. You know, I felt better, honestly, on high dose Cypionate with an AI. Definitely. I felt fucking scores better on prop. I even felt better in the sexual department on cream, But, you know, everything has its advantages, disadvantages. Cream is very overstimulating. It's inconvenient. You got to rub it on the testicles. It's hard to have sex. I actually transferred it to a woman who ended up getting super horny and calling me like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, oh, yeah, actually, fuck, I forgot to tell you. I was using test cream. So, you know, different esters, different strokes for different folks. But yeah, any ester can be dialed in, but you can't, you know, like read Reddit's advice and think it's going to apply to you. There's a lot of bullshit out there, you know? Like, I don't think everyday injections on long esters are good unless they're dose low. If you're going to dose 130, 140, 150, 200, dose it infrequently. I mean, you're just going to have a lot better experience. I've seen it over and over again. So that's kind of it. Brother, 112 milligrams, test TB-500 IU HCG every third day. That's what it is right now. Why it's that way? I wanted to test TB-500 for a considerable enough time, see where the bloods went on it, see if there was a subjective difference in the on injection day or generally when it's stabilized. You know, see if the difference in the esters was different for sexual function at the peak the day of injection. What else? Well, I also wanted to, you know, dispel any myths that they're significantly different or confirm that, you know, they're significantly different, cypionate and anything together. I also like trying new shit. You know what I mean? That's basically it. So, and there's more things to try. Again, I don't suggest people do what I do, but I'm a biohacker with a YouTube channel regarding this. And I've got clients that every single day of my life, including weekends, that, you know, that I constantly need to be engaged in stuff. So, that's kind of why. Do I love it? Is it remarkable? No, it's not remarkable. Prop was way better. Prop's way better, except for it hurts to inject. So you just, again, different strokes for different folks. You got to pick your poison, bro. Proviron and prop is next, though. Yeah. Leo is comparable to Leo says it's comparable to amphetamines. In terms of significance of performance, what are we talking about here? Ephedrine, maybe? Oh, bro, you're wreaking confidence. Love it. I love more PFS content. Okay, definitely. I will. Yes, there's going to be another breakdown of like the scientific literature and specifically exposing how the pharmaceutical companies influence the studies on finasteride to underreport the degree to which people are getting negative side effects, especially erectile dysfunction. I mean, there's a lawsuit about it. So they fucking knew. Merck knew that it was causing serious sexual dysfunction in men and depression to the point of suicidal ideation. They knew it internally, and they were allowed to fucking hide it. A court ruled they were allowed to hide that. And then a news agency, Reuters, which is a pretty popular one, got a hold of that information and exposed it. So yeah, we'll do more on that. Yeah, DHT is your friend, though, my friend. DHT is your friend. That might be a little too much test because you'll aromatize a lot in that case, which is going to be counter to what you want to do relative to DHT and healing sexual function. If I were you, man, I would run 10 to 15 milligrams of prop a day, and I'd run 25 milligrams Proviron a day, and I'd run 1,000 IU HCG a week, split up into 2 500 IU injections. That'd be the protocol. I mean, that's one possible protocol. Any GABA system repair supplements? GABAergic system had PFS years back. Already working on DHT and dopaminergic system. Okay, great. If you think GABA is a problem, fasiracetam would be the answer. Fasiracetam. Yeah, that stuff's very powerful for restoring GABAergic function, GABA B function specifically. So that's what I would suggest. Oxiracetam, aniracetam do have GABAergic mechanisms, but I don't know that they're restorative. Other than that, you could try dosing cerebral lysin. I mean, that's just going to be a general systemic brain repair. So, possibly it will repair GABAergic stuff. Receptors, presynaptic receptors, autoreceptors. You never know. There's no research on it. So you just kind of have to guess. But if I was in a position where I knew GABA was a problem, I would probably dose, I would dose fasiracetam daily at 40 milligrams for sure, for fucking sure. Safe, will absolutely give you alleviation of the symptoms you're having if you're having anxiety. But then thereafter, I'd probably be running, I don't know, man, 2 milliliters a day for 30 days straight with like a 2-week break of cerebral lysin. I would just do that ongoingly. There's a guy that had taken cerebral lysin for like a year and a half. Dude has a picture on Reddit of like 100 empty vials of cerebral lysin. So it can be done. Can be done, brother. All All right, Shubham is saying, what nootropics would you use for someone with ADHD? I've used nicotine, paracetam, diazepam, and GPC. Worked well. Do you think dopaminergic system related stuff would help? Yeah, I mean, if you have ADHD, it's like you're clearing dopamine very quickly via dopamine transporters being upregulated. I think that's the mechanism here. So, I mean, I think you're on the right track. Nicotine's going to release some dopamine. I mean, I would be trying to fix the system with 9-MeBC if I were you. And I'd probably take bromontane with it. Yeah, I mean, that'd be my best suggestion in that case. Alternatively, I mean, there's like, I don't know the degree to which brain repair stuff could like fix ADHD mechanisms. So maybe cerebral lysine. I just don't know. A lot of this stuff that we think cerebral lysine can do isn't studied at all, right? Because the medical establishment won't, they won't think of taking neurotrophic agents and using them in studies to fix large scale issues other than what that compound is studied for, which is like rehabilitation of blood vessels post stroke. So, different kind of thing, brother. Nicotine's useful though. I'll tell you what, man, 7 milligram nicotine patches are fucking insane. They're absolutely energetic and very, very powerful. That's like one of the most underrated nootropic things you could do is just slap a 7 milligram patch of nicotine on your arm, or like right here below your breast and kind of just sitting right here on your rib. Go to town, have a great time. Dose the shit too high though, and you ain't gonna feel good, brother. You're gonna feel bad. Real bad. So bad that you might want to call your local GP and say, hey, listen, doc, something's weird here. All right? I'm seeing things I'm seeing a gorilla in my room. Please help, doc. Please help. I took 14 milligrams and it had somewhat weird effects, but 21 milligram patch of nicotine. And I had to rip it off, dude. My heart started racing. I started sweating. I'm like, why do I feel hot? Sweating. What else happened? I got a little dizzy. I got a little nauseous. I'm like, dude, wow, this is not good. So yeah, too much nicotine at a time will certainly do that. By the way, my brother used to smoke pipe tobacco, and I tried it. Gave me a similar effect. I just so much fucking nicotine at once. Brothers. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. Questions are getting a little lackluster here. Great questions so far, guys. This week, much more content coming soon. We're going to focus a lot on DHT because that's been a significant topic so far. I hope I'm influencing people to just look at it. I'm not telling you go source Proviron from some source that you don't know if it's legit or not. I'm not telling anyone to do that. I'm saying look into the probability of the fact that if you got sexual dysfunction on TRT or otherwise, that you need to work on DHT. Specifically, though, people that are on TRT. I mean, Proviron changes people's lives, so does Anavar, so does, other DHT derivatives. Last question here with a super chat from Shubham. What dopaminergic stuff would you recommend and dosage? A couple different protocols. I mean, I think firstly, 50 milligrams, 9-MeBC every day for 50 days with a 1 month break, 2 week to 1 month break, and then run that cycle again. Alternatively, that same cycle with 50 milligrams bromontane every other day, every day or every day. I say every other day because that'd be pretty stimulating to do it every day. Bromontane, 9-MeBC synergize so well. Like one potentiates the other. You might be impulsive, overstimulated, over dopaminergic, have some jaw clenching or something. So that's just something to look out for. Other than that, again, you could try running cerebral lysine. Just get some vials of cerebral lysine, run 2 milliliters a day, run that for 20 days straight, see how you fare. You probably have to run multiple cycles of it to get alleviation from that situation. All right. Great question. Thanks for the super chat. Content coming this week. Look forward to it. Specials on product down in the description of this video. 3 slots left on coaching. I got 2 people that are ending in about a month, so more slots should open up. But if they book in the meantime, they're gone. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll talk to you this week, likely Monday. Later.